Attention passionate and loyal Cleveland Browns fans, a real storm is shaking up the AFC North. And what's happening right now could completely transform the Browns' ambitions. For a Super Bowl run, we're witnessing a monumental power shift. One that could leave one of our fiercest rivals stumbling for years. And you're hearing it here first. Before we dive deep, if you're part of the Dog Pound, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join this growing brotherhood. Let's hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Share this news with other fans and let the Browns' voice echo across the entire NFL. Now hold on tight, Browns Nation. The Cleveland Browns have been trying to build something big in recent years, and little by little, that idea is beginning to take shape. The defense is already gaining respect, the offense has intriguing pieces, and the franchise seems more determined than ever to break the cycle of frustration. But at the heart of all this rebuilding, there's a quiet battle that could completely change the direction of the team. And it all revolves around a name that was once a promise and now finds himself surrounded by uncertainty: Kenny Pickett. Yes, him, the quarterback who was selected in the first round of the 2020 draft by the rival Steelers. And now wears the Browns uniform, but his arrival in Cleveland didn't go unnoticed. And it was far from simple. Let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. Pickett shined at the University of Pittsburgh and entered the NFL with high expectations. Many saw him as a potential face of a franchise. But like so many young QBs, his transition to the pros was rocky, flashes of potential mixed with inconsistent performances and growing pains. Then came a move that even caught the most attentive fans off guard. The Cleveland Browns decided to take a chance on him this offseason. The decision raised eyebrows because the quarterback room was already crowded, with veterans like Joe Flacco and young talents like Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Still, the Browns brought in Pickett, and that move wasn't random. For years, the franchise has been searching for a reliable quarterback, someone who could anchor the offense. They've tried it all, from seasoned veterans to draft gambles, but never found true stability. So bringing in Pickett, who's still on his rookie deal and has some starting experience, seemed like a smart low-risk, high-reward move. However, the NFL is about more than just what happens on the field. It's also a game of cap space, negotiations, and long-term strategy. And with such a tight quarterback competition, rumors are starting to surface that Pickett's spot may not be secure. The whispers behind the scenes suggest that the Browns might actually be setting the stage for a trade, not because Pickett lacks talent, but because his market value could still bring in a solid return, especially if a team looking for a reliable backup or even a potential starter decides to make an offer. The presence of Deshaun Watson, locked into a massive guaranteed contract, makes the situation even trickier. Carrying 5 quarterbacks into the regular season is almost unthinkable, and in that context, Pickett might end up being the odd man out, not due to a lack of ability, but because of roster space, long-term planning, and financial logistics. The NFL season is getting closer, and the Cleveland Browns are gearing up for the start of training camp and the preseason. Right now, all eyes are on the Browns' four-man quarterback competition. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel are all ready to compete for the starting job. Nobody knows who will win. Kevin Stefanski and the Browns coaching staff will give each player the chance to prove he deserves the role. The goal right now is to lock in a starter for Week 1, but it wouldn't be surprising to see multiple quarterbacks take the field this season. For the Browns, Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback who was once a first-round pick in Pittsburgh, now finds himself in a rather shaky position here in Cleveland. Let's once again go back in time for context. Pickett, drafted by Pittsburgh in the 2022 NFL Draft, made a strong impression early in his college career and was highly praised. Entering the league, his transition to the NFL, like many young quarterbacks, was a blend of promise and growing pains. When he was traded to Cleveland earlier this offseason, it surprised many people. The Browns' quarterback room was already filled with both seasoned veterans and promising rookies, but the arrival of Pickett added another layer of intrigue. After all, the Browns have been searching for that one true starting quarterback for years. Cleveland, Ohio, as Kenny Pickett himself says, he didn't come here just to hang around, and he's still very much in the fight to win the Browns' four-man quarterback battle heading into training camp on July 22nd. Both Pickett and Joe Flacco have a real shot at starting Week 1, but don't count out the rookies Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. How can Kenny Pickett win the Browns' quarterback competition? Pickett has been the subject of a lot of speculation this offseason. Some reports have suggested he has a real chance to start. While that's made some people believe he's seriously in the mix, there are others who think it's just smoke. Matt Fontana, a radio host in Cleveland, has shared his take on the situation. He believes the Browns are pushing this narrative to raise Pickett's trade value. They keep pushing this storyline about Kenny Pickett so they can trade him away. I think they want to imply, hey, Kenny could take this job, but if the Eagles, who needed a solid backup, looked at a guy named Tanner McKee and decided he was a better option than Kenny Pickett, what does that say about Pickett? Fontana questioned. After being drafted 20th overall by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 2022 NFL Draft, Pickett was viewed as a potential franchise quarterback, but so far, his career hasn't gone as planned. In 30 games with the Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, Pickett has completed 60% of his passes for 4,765 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. He's also rushed for 306 yards and scored 5 rushing touchdowns. Looking at the situation from the outside, it seems highly likely that Cleveland will end up trading one of its quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson remains tied to the roster with a massive, unmovable contract, and the odds of the Browns entering the regular season with 5 quarterbacks on the roster are extremely slim. Fontana believes Pickett will be the one left out. He'll have a chance over the coming weeks, but he's got a lot of work ahead if he wants to win the starting job or even secure a roster spot. For more news on the Cleveland Browns and the NFL, visit Newsweek Sports.